guys, Michael Hodge, co-creator of Overcome Pelvic Pain. One of the most common questions that I get in the program, Overcome Pelvic Pain, is what type of exercise can I lift weights? Can I work out? Like, what can I do while I'm healing and recovering from CPPS? And this is a really important question to ask because, first of all, for most people, when we're doing this program together, or even if you're not, but if you're healing from this on your own, relaxing, releasing, removing, reducing the tension, the tightness, is very important because if you're experiencing pain, it's most likely coming from tension and tightness and dysfunction. So we want to begin by relaxing, releasing, and giving your pelvic floor a vacation. I mean, really chilling out. That's why we created the movement routines, and we've designed our program the way that it is so that it can help you do that. So that's one thing. We really want to start there. We don't want to put additional pressure down onto your core and your pelvic floor. So if you've been lifting weights, you've been running every day, you've been cycling these are great things to be active and to move. However, you really need to take some time out to allow yourself to just relax, release, and let go. We actually have to slow down in order to speed up. You might not like that, but you've got to love yourself enough to make a change right now. It's not forever. So remember that. Now, while you're in this, what I would call the first phase of relaxing and releasing the tension, you can still do some forms of movement. Well, clearly, some of the movement routines, which you can find a couple of them that I've created on YouTube, or if you want all of the movement routines, they're in the Overcome Pelvic Pain program. But you're going to do something like that. But even outside of it, what would be good in this phase? Low impact things such as walking, swimming, yoga flows, qigong, tai chi, energy practices such as that are slower. Also, low impact cardio can work. I love Fitness Blender low impact cardio workouts, shout out to them. Other ones you could find on the internet, but something where you're not bounding, you're not jumping, you're not pushing it so hard in your joints and pushing a lot of pressure down into your core and pelvic floor. So that gives you some form of movement, right? You're slowing down those some in this phase. As you're going to the second phase is where you have let go of the tension. You're more of in a neutral place, where you can start to rebuild surrounding muscle groups, re-strengthen your pelvic floor, and you're getting to that place where you can get back to doing other forms of movement. But you want to microdose your movement. You want to reintroduce movement. Because trust me, you can get excited like, oh, I'm feeling better. I'm going to go for a run. You go for a 3-mile run because that's what you used to do. That's too much to go from not running, not moving, this whole area situation where you've been letting your pelvic floor relax, release, open up, recover, to jumping straight back to where you were. So love yourself enough to go slower. Hey, I'm going to go for a small jog for just 10 minutes. Right, next week I'll jog a bit more. Now you just build it up. So microdose that movement back in. And when it comes to lifting weights, because you might be wondering, when can I get back to the gym? I've been losing weight, I've been losing muscle, I want to get back to it. I totally get it. I love exercising, I love moving, and I had to really slow down myself when I was going through CPPS. But when you go back to the gym, I recommend starting out with isolated movements where you isolate certain muscle groups, ideally seated weight machines. So you could be in a seated machine where you're doing bicep curls, you could do seated shoulder press, you can do seated leg extensions, seated hamstring curls, seated leg press. What's happening here is that you're seated and you're able to really isolate just that muscle group. Instead of using free weights, you're using dumbbells, you're doing deadlift, squat. These things are requiring you to use your entire body, which is why they're such powerful muscle builders, right? But whenever it comes to reintroducing weight lifting and muscle building, this is exactly what I did. And this worked for me, and I know that it works for many who have reintroduced it after the recovery phase of pelvic floor healing. And then you can start to reintroduce some of the free weights. And I do the heavy lifts. I do all the weightlifting now, running. I do anything and everything now. So you will get back to these things, by the way. And that's just an overview of some different forms of exercise. There are things that I didn't mention, but the point is, while you're in the relax, the release, the letting go phase, you really need to remove additional pressure and go within and slow down. Do the meditations, do the mind-body practices, do the slower energy work movements. Do the things where go for walks. You need to get some movement and don't be afraid to move, right? Motion is lotion. If you want to be moving again, having great exercise, being strong, working out, we need to do some form of it still now, even if it's different. And then we can start microdosing movement back. So I'd love to see you guys in the full program. If you're wondering, how do I really do this? I need some help. The Overcome Pelvic Pain program is a 12-week fully guided program. We have movement routines, nutrition, we have mind-body practices, you have support, you can ask questions directly from myself, from coaches, as you're going through it. You can start with a 7-day free Kickstart, and I'll see you in there.